Hello, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic that is culture and intelligence. This topic actually states that whether culture influence our intelligence or not. Actually, we all know that intelligence is the global capacity to understand the world, think rationally, and use available resources effectively with one's environment. So, one major characteristic of intelligence is that it helps individuals to adapt to their environment. So, the cultural environment also provides a context for intelligence to develop. So, one popular psychologist, Russian psychologist Vygotsky, he has argued that culture provides a social context in which people live, grow, and understand the world around them. So he stated that culture actually influence our intelligence, and because the people who live in that culture always influence in his growth, in his understanding the world around him or her. For example, the people who live in less technologically developed societies, they emphasize more on social values and emotional values. But the people who live in technologically advanced societies, they mostly emphasize on their self development or self growth or personal achievement, such as the abilities related to reasoning, problem solving, decision making, and so on. And we also know that culture actually it is a collective system of our customs, our feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and achievements in art and literature. So a person's intelligence actually is likely to be tuned by these cultural parameters. So many theorists have regarded intelligence as attribute specific to the person without regard to their cultural background. So the unique feature of culture are now find some representation in theories of intelligence. Now, one popular theory that is known as triarchic theory, forwarded by Robert J. Sternberg, he stated that there are three different components of intelligence, and there are three elements of intelligence also. These are componential, then contextual, then experiential, and so on. And his notion of contextual or practical intelligence actually implies that intelligence is a product of culture. Then now the psychologist Vygotsky also believed that cultures like individuals have a life of their own, so they grow and change, and in the process specify what will be the end product of successful in intellectual development. Now, according to Vygotsky, elementary mental functions are universal. So, these mental functions like crying, attending to mother's voice, sensitivity to smells, then walking, running, smiling. So, all these are some elementary mental functions, and these are universal. But the manner in which higher mental functions, such as problem solving, decision making, thinking, all these are actually largely culture based. So, they are the product of culture. Now, the people who live in technologically developed societies, they mostly emphasize on their self development actually. So, that type of behavior is known as technological intelligence. So, the people who live in technologically developed societies promote the type of behavior, and that type of behavior is known as technological intelligence. So they adopt child rearing practices that foster skills of generalization and abstraction, speed, then minimal moves, mental manipulation among children. So in these societies, persons are well versed in skills of attention, observation, analysis, performance, then speed and achievement orientation, and so on. But the people who live in African countries, or the people who live in Asian countries, they give importance on some other values. They give importance on social values, emotional values, and so on. uh, but the people who live in technologically developed societies, they mostly emphasize on cognitive values. But the people who live in non-western cultures, they look for skills to relate to others in society. So some non-western societies value self-reflection and collectivistic orientation as opposed to personal achievement and individualistic orientation. তাৰমানে কি ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণ কাণ্ট্ৰিৰ মানুহবিলাকে মষ্টলি তেওঁলোকৰ ইণ্ডিভিজুৱেলিষ্টিক অৰিয়েণ্টেশ্যনৰ ওপৰত এম্ফেচাইজ কৰে, ছেল্ফ গ্ৰ'থৰ ওপৰত ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ দিয়ে, কগনিটিভ কেপাচিটিছবিলাক ডেভেলপ কৰিব বিচাৰে। কিন্তু নন ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণ কালচাৰৰ মানুহবিলাকে কি কৰে বেলেগ কিছুমান ভেলিউজৰ ওপৰত ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ দিয়ে, যেনেকৈ ছ'চিয়েল ভেলিউজ, ইম'চনেল ভেলিউজ, এইবিলাকৰ ওপৰত সমানে গুৰুত্ব দিয়ে। গতিকে এইটো কালেক্টিভিষ্টিক অৰিয়েণ্টেশ্যনৰ ওপৰত তেওঁলোকে বেছিকৈ ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ দিয়ে। আৰু কিছুমান কিন্তু নন ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণ মানে ছ'চাইটিয়ে কি কৰিছে, দে অলছ' ভেলিউ ছেল্ফ ৰিফ্লেকশ্যন এণ্ড কালেক্টিভিষ্টিক অৰিয়েণ্টেশ্যন। So the next one is the intelligence in the Indian tradition. So intelligence actually in the Indian tradition, it can be termed as integral intelligence. So it is just opposite to the technological intelligence, because in Indian societies, people emphasize on social values, emotional values, and so on. So here emphasis is mostly on connectivity with the social and world environment. So Indian thinkers view intelligence from a holistic perspective in that sense, where equal attention is paid to cognitive as well as non-cognitive processes as well as their integration. Okay, so in Indian societies, emphasis is given on cognitive as well as non-cognitive processes. But in Western societies, emphasis is mostly given on cognitive values. But in Indian societies, emphasis is given on both the cognitive as well as non-cognitive values. So the Sanskrit word buddhi is often used to represent intelligence in India. So buddhi, according to J.P. Das, one popular Indian psychologist, J.P. Das, he states that it includes such skills as mental effort, determined action, feelings, and opinions, along with cognitive competence such as knowledge, discrimination, and understanding. So it means that it includes all the values, cognitive values as well as the emotional as well as the social values. So among other things, buddhi is the knowledge of one's own self based on conscience, will, and desire. Thus, the notion of buddhi has effective and motivational components besides a strong cognitive component. So এইটোৰ পৰা আমি কি গম পাইছোঁ যে ইণ্ডিয়ান ছ'চাইটিত কি কৰা হয়, ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট হ'বৰ কাৰণে একচুৱেলি গোটেইকেইটা ভেলিউজ সমানে থাকিব লাগিব, কগনিটিভ ভেলিউজটো থাকিব লাগিব, তাৰ লগতে ইম'চনেল আৰু ছ'চিয়েল ভেলিউজৰ ওপৰতো সমানেই মানে ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ ইণ্ডিয়ান ছ'চাইটিত দিছে। গতিকে এজন ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট হ'বৰ কাৰণে, মানুহ ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট হ'বৰ কাৰণে গোটেইকেইটা কেপাবিলিটিছ থাকিব লাগিব, মানে কগনিটিভ কেপাবিলিটিছ থাকিব লাগিব, মটিভেশ্যনেল কেপাচিটিছ থাকিব লাগিব, এফেক্টিভ কম্পনেণ্টছবিলাক ষ্ট্ৰং থাকিব লাগিব, তেতিয়াহে চ' ইণ্ডিভিজুৱেলজনক ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট বুলি ইণ্ডিয়ান ছ'চাইটিত কোৱা হ'ব বা ইণ্ডিয়ান কালচাৰত জেনেৰেলি একচেপ্ট কৰা হ'ব। So unlike the Western views, which primarily focus on cognitive parameters, there are some competencies that are identified as the facets of intelligence in the Indian tradition. So these are the cognitive capacity, then so the social competence, emotional competence, entrepreneurial competence, and so on. So these are the four important competencies actually identified as the facets of intelligence in the Indian tradition. Now first one is the cognitive capacity. Now cognitive capacity actually it refers to sensitivity to the context, then understanding, discrimination, problem solving, then effective communication. So these are some important capacities of the intelligent person. Then second one is the social competence. It refers to the respect for social order, then commitment to elders, the young and the needy, concern about others, recognizing others' perspectives, and so on. Then third is known as the emotional competence. It refers to self-regulation and self-monitoring of emotions, then honesty, politeness, good conduct, and self-evaluation, and so on. And the fourth one is the entrepreneurial competence, and it refers to commitment, persistence, patience, hard work, vigilance, and goal-directed behaviors. So if all these competencies are available in a particular individual, then that person is known as the intelligent person in Indian tradition. Thank you.